Hello friends, my name is James Hopkins, and as always I'm joined by my good friends Bryan Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hopkins. On this show we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Parlay-Vous podcast. No Alessino today. We do have Bryan back. You missed it, by the way. Alessino in studio on Tuesday.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, in the flesh. Graced us with his presence. He's playing fucking rec league, adult men's league softball championship tonight.
Yeah, he's just getting some cardio in.
He was on the phone with me about 2 hours ago and said we're going to lose 20-0. So I'm hoping for the best for him. Real quick, Thursday Night Football, Bengals, Ravens. Ravens are the home team. Ravens are still favored by 4. Over-under is still 46.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with what I said. We're not going to spend too much time on this because we spent some time on it on Tuesday. I like the under, and that's about it.
I was thinking about it before I got in. I don't even really know what to take. Under sounds like the most appealing, though.
For the third straight Thursday night game, I'm going under.
The under hits at a very good clip, over 50%. So I'm going to go with the numbers here, and I'm going to agree with you.
Andrews anytime. Sorry. Should I get that?
That's fine. Keep going. That's fine.
No, Andrews out loud. Andrews anytime, I think. I thought about Jamar, too, but I don't know. Jamar didn't get a touchdown last week, did he?
I don't think so, no.
Maybe Jamar then. That's why I asked you about Humphreys. I was pretty sure he only shadowed, so that makes me feel better because they'll move Jamar around. So.
Excuse me.
Oh, so the parlay I'm looking at here, I mean, Jim, do you have any defensive interest in this game?
We talked about this a little on Tuesday. The issue with Patrick Queen is that his numbers are usually so high. I think
Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith?
Patrick Queen.
Roquan Smith. Patrick Queen also is another linebacker on that team. Roquan Smith's numbers are so high. I think his solo tackle line on Tuesday when we talked about it was 6.5.
Yeah.
And
it was like 5 last week because I was going to put him in, but I just couldn't.
21 tackles last week.
I know. I should have just did it.
So I think his combined line is 9.5 solos and assists.
Oh, Patrick Queen tackles regulars 5.5.
Patrick Queen.
What's
Roquan 6.5.
Roquan is 6.5.
Jesus Christ.
And if we're going to look at tackles and
assists. It's not Cole Holcomb. He was on the Steelers this year. Just blew out his knee a couple weeks ago. What's the other?
And they lost
white guy with the long hair that plays linebacker for the Bengals.
I have Brandon Stevens.
No.
Just looking at names on here. I have no idea. PJ Hill?
Nope. I'll tell you when I see it. Logan Wilson.
Okay.
What's his line?
4.5 for him.
I'll take Logan Wilson over 4.5.
Yeah, let's see what his fucking stats look like.
So, in the meantime, while you're pulling up them stats, Patrick Queen's tackles and assists combined is 7.5 is the line. So there might be some value there with the 7.5. And for Roquan, it's 9.5, so it's 10, like we were saying.
Yeah, which is a lot.
He's gone
it's
over
a lot, but
4.5, 7 times this year.
Who?
Logan Wilson. Out of 10 weeks, he's gone over 7 times over the current line.
And how many games have they played? 9? Oh, no. Probably 10.
10.
9.
9?
This will be the 10th.
This will be game 10?
Yeah, because they had their bye.
So
only
Logan
twice
Wilson,
he's not hit the over. So definitely we're going to go Logan Wilson over 4.5 tackles for sure without even thinking
just
twice
looking
about
to
it.
see if I can get some value here. If I can find Logan Wilson and assists or just straight tackles?
Straight tackles on me. Straight cash on me.
Straight cash on the beat.
Straight cash on me.
All right,
On
so
the beat,
on the beat, dog. The parlay I got here is the under both 1.5 field goals for each kicker, and Logan Wilson over 4.5.
I'm going to clarify what you just said because the way you worded it can be a little confusing to those at home. Under total points, 46 scored in the game.
Yes.
Over 1.5 field goals made for each kicker.
Yes.
I'm just clarifying.
How did I word it?
You just said under and then 1.5 field goals for each kicker.
I thought I said the under, which meant I was probably emphasizing the game.
No. I knew what you meant. I just wanted to make it clear for those listening.
Thank you for clarifying.
You got it.
Also, just something I picked up on while I'm looking right now. DJ Reader's line is 1.5. He's gone over every single game this season. He's got at least 2 or 3 tackles.
Okay. So I like that a lot because he's the same value and it's a lower number. So we're gonna go with DJ Reader.
He's learning value.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
But then there's also the defensive tackle versus the inside linebacker conundrum.
Yeah,
I
but
try to stay
not-
away from the line.
It's not exactly
DJ Reader's
apples
a
to
D
apples.
tackle.
Yeah, 3 technique. It's not
Damn, they
exactly
have
apples to apples.
Cam Taylor-Britt at over 3.5. That just seems
I don't even know who that is.
the corner
Oh, he's a
on the
corner.
Bengals.
Cam
Yeah,
Taylor-Britt.
yeah. That's if I'm thinking of the right guy.
So, gentlemen, obviously it's not apples to apples, but would you rather DJ Reader or Logan Wilson in this parlay? Who would you feel more comfortable taking?
I mean, Reader is. I got an ad. Reader is.
Oh Jesus!
Reader is obviously a lower number for the same value. The Ravens do run the ball pretty frequently, so it's probably. I mean, the odds are going to be minus 110 or minus 120 or
105.
105, so almost a coin flip for a reason. It's probably a fair shot at a coin flip here. Since they run a lot, I would say Reader is probably going to get some penetration and be able to make a couple of plays at the line or in the backfield. But just by football schematics, most defenses are designed for your inside linebacker to get 15 tackles a game and for your defensive tackles and defensive ends to have almost none.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never touched the lines.
When you talk about
Line
gap
play,
responsibility, now obviously edge rushers are a little different because they are rushing the quarterback, but sacks are such a high value stat. Like the all-time greatest sack season of all, Strahan's 22.5, right? 22 or 22.5.
And we never see that.
And that's
number
unreal.
anymore.
I mean, a really good season is 10 sacks a game, and that's fucking almost
10 sacks in a season.
10 sacks a season, right? And that is almost a half a sack a game at a 17-game season.
That's like TJ Watt numbers.
Yeah, but my point being, in most gap responsibility defenses, your defensive linemen and your defensive line in general, your job is to eat up double teams and keep guys off of the linebackers, so that way the linebackers can go make the play.
Hmm.
So, schematically, linebackers, I'm always going to go for linebackers and safeties over corners and defensive linemen for that reason. Being that the number's only 2, I like them both. Why not throw them both in on a tackle parlay?
Well, in this current parlay that I am constructing, because we don't want to get too crazy on a Thursday night game with an under, obviously tackles always help because it's the under and it's going along with what you're doing. But for shits and giggles,
This kid learning.
for shits and giggles,
He sure is.
both of them inside the parlay is plus 1,900. Removing one of them brings us to plus 1,100. 800 points of value.
Take out Logan Wilson, leave in DJ Reader, take plus 1,100. It's still a lottery ticket.
Really?
Anything over plus 1,000 is a lottery ticket, yes. 10 to 1 odds. That means 1 for every 10 is going to fucking, theoretically, right?
Theoretically.
Not a math guy.
Theoretically, that means 1 out of every 10 times.
All right. So bets in. I took DJ
That's
Reader.
it?
Love it.
All right. I mean, I think we're pretty good on Thursday night here. Anything
Yeah,
else to
like
add?
we really covered it on Tuesday. The AFC North is one of those divisions year after year, no matter who's on the team. These teams don't like each other. They play tough. They play hard defense. Somebody's probably going to leave the game with an injury due to a dirty hit or a
Yeah.
questionably dirty hit. I foresee that happening. And then on Sunday, the first 1 o'clock game, is
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland, same deal.
You know what's going on with this game, right? Based off tonight's game.
What do you mean?
So,
If Cincinnati loses,
you got
this
it.
is for first place?
but if Baltimore loses, then the Steelers are at the top of the division.
Really?
I think for Jets
I
playoff
think
reasons,
that's what was going on there.
I believe, I could be wrong if someone wants to give me a quick Twitter search on this.
I
For
wouldn't be the
Jets playoff purposes, I believe as Jet fans we're rooting for the Ravens tonight.
Really?
I believe so, yes.
All right. I could get down
I
with
think
that.
if you just search on Twitter like what to root for the Jets, I saw the tweet earlier today. It's like Jets rooting list for week 11 was the start of the tweet.
What am I searching?
Search
well,
Jets rooting list for week 11 or just Jets rooting list.
Well, I know we already talked about the Jets this week, but I thought we were folding.
I am. I said if you're a Jets fan and you're still playing for the playoffs, what we're rooting for is Baltimore to win.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. I mean,
Because Baltimore's at the top of the division currently, right? If they win this, if Baltimore beats,
They need the Ravens to win.
They need the Jets need the Ravens to win. So I was right. All right.
so at this point in time, I think my stance in the football world is going to start to shift a lot more towards college now, for the first
College is
time.
almost over, dog.
Well, college is almost over, but this is where the mock drafts start to come out.
Mock drafts. Yep. Well, they do come out all year.
We
round,
get to
but
see more of these
It
guys.
doesn't really start to get serious.
We
until
get to
the
see
start
where
of
the
year.
serious talent is. You get to enjoy
You're
the
starting
college
to have a
football.
more realistic idea of where the picks are going to fall. Right now, the Giants are sitting at 2. Jets are sitting at 13 per tankathon.
It is. It's becoming drafts. The start of the draft season.
Once again, Jets fans, shocker, 13th year in a row. We're looking forward to mock drafts.
I can't find it.
I mean, as a Jet fan, are you looking forward to a mock draft? Because we're not supposed to give up the first this year, right?
They're not going to. Rodgers has to play 75% of the snaps for the first to be theirs.
Okay, so
Well,
we
that's
own
not
we own the first
Yeah.
this year, and
No
depending
second.
no second this year.
No,
Damn, so
the
they might get-
second goes to Green Bay. If Rodgers played, it was either 60 or 70% of the snaps. If Rodgers played, the second became a 1. The minute he tore his Achilles, we knew that wasn't happening.
So they might get Rodgers back and still not have to give up the pick.
100%.
Yeah. That's the situation to be in. Goddamn.
So we could wind up with a 1-2 based on how Rodgers pans out.
I'm sorry, what?
We can wind up with both picks, is what I'm hearing.
No,
Brian-
the second
oh,
is going to go to
second
the
is
Packers
gone?
no matter
no
what.
matter what. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a second that could become a 1 if Rodgers played X amount of snaps.
So if you're Joe Douglas, or we, I mean it's too early, but you feel like with that pick you're trading
It's
back and getting capital.
No.
No?
No. What I'm doing is I'm drafting the successor to Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh.
Hate me if you want. Talk shit on it if you want. You can say we need another wide receiver. You can say we need more offensive line help. You can say all of these things. But we brought in all of Rodgers' boys to help make him happy, to let him come be the savior of the New York Jets. Unfortunately, what happened to Rodgers happened to him, and they've all haven't panned out. Not a single one of the Rodgers goons has panned out.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Hackett is under fire every week for being a boring and uninspiring offensive coordinator. Alan Lazard is a drop machine and a penalty machine. Randall Cobb, the passing offense, was the worst offense in the league when he was on the field in terms of separation. They're still not good with him off the field. But in terms of wide receivers getting separation, they were ranked dead last when he was on the field. Billy Turner is a fucking absolute matador on the offensive line. Every single Rodgers player that came over, Tim Boyle's another one who
Dalvin.
we can't even say, yeah, but Dalvin didn't come like from Green Bay with him. But yeah, Dalvin came again because of Rodgers. So
He's a Hollywood signing.
I'm sorry, but if we have an opportunity where we're going to get Rodgers back and you have a look at this draft class, which depending on who you talk to, I think there's a lot of kids that have a lot of opportunity to be good quarterbacks in the league. One guy we're not talking about, he's starting to slowly pick up momentum now, is LSU's Jaden Daniels. He might win the Heisman despite the fact that the team might
Is that
finish with 3
that's
losses.
the quarterback, right,
Yeah.
for LSU? So, obviously, we don't know where the mock stands now. Are we thinking these top 10 picks are going to be half quarterbacks? Not
No,
really?
not necessarily. It depends. I mean,
I think the Jets
Caleb
wind
Williams,
up...
Drake May, definitely going to go in the top 10. Outside of that, it all. Here's what happens between the end of the college football playoffs and the draft. That's where it starts.
Mm.
You have the Senior Bowl, where people tend to raise their stock at the Senior Bowl.
Mm.
You have the Combine. You have pro days. You have interviews. There
Which
are
is an
guys
Anthony
that
Richardson thing.
there are guys that start this draft. Exactly, Anthony Richardson. There are guys that start this process talking about being day 2, if not early day 3 picks, and then they fucking show out at the Senior Bowl. They have a great combine. They smash all their interviews. They nail the Wonderlic test, which isn't the Wonderlic anymore. They do a different cognitive test now. And then they wind up making their way into the top 20 of the first round. So all of this draft season has not even begun yet. There's so many things that are going to change what's going on between now and then. Plus, half these players that people are mocking in the first round right now are underclassmen. So that doesn't mean that they're going to declare.
Okay.
You know?
So, while we're still here because it's early, have a little fun. I'll give you 3 guys. Michael Penix. You like that?
Give me the 3 guys.
Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and McCarthy's not a senior this year, correct?
Fuck J.J. McCarthy. He's not a pro quarterback. I think he might be a senior. But
Well,
he's
then
not a pro
I'll let you
quarterback.
throw the 3rd guy in then. because you would know more than me.
So you're excluding May and
I'm excluding
Caleb
May and Caleb
um.
because we're probably looking at anywhere between 13 and 22.
I really like Michael Penix's game a lot.
Okay.
He's a little older, which a lot of people look at as a negative, but for me with quarterbacks, I don't, because quarterbacks can play up until they're almost 40 these days. I believe Penix is a 7-year senior. I believe he's about 24, 25 years old, so he might be looking 25, 26 by the time his rookie year starts, which I don't necessarily consider a bad thing. And, you know, if he's going to play for 12 years anyway, who gives a fuck how old he is? If we get 12 years out of him, I don't care.
Right.
As far as left-handed quarterbacks go, he throws like Mike Vick. Like over the top, beautiful throw. A lot of lefties, for whatever reason, have disgusting throwing motions. Michael Penix, it's a beautiful ball that he throws. He's a leader. Everything that I see about watching his college tape shows me that I would at least take the shot on him.
Okay.
Bo Nix, I get concerned. Bo Nix, again, 6th-year senior, 24 years old. Bo Nix, in his first year at Auburn, started a game against Oregon. Oregon's starting quarterback was Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's in his 5th year in the NFL, and Bo Nix is still in college. I like Bo Nix. I like him a lot. The issue is the Oregon. A lot of these balls are within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage on either way. They run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a rock. He can throw the rock. He's got a nice ball. He definitely looks the part, like 6'4", 6'5", 220, you know, strong jawline, white kid, easily marketable. Everything, like, you look at him and you think of a guy, like, let me throw some names at you. Christian Ponder.
Oh.
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert.
Like, guys that just look the part.
Bortles?
Bortles, I wouldn't argue so much. I think Bortles, part of that was just it being a weak class. Christian Ponder went 12th overall as like the 4th quarterback taken in that draft.
Ryan Leaf?
Oh, God.
Ryan Leaf, now we're really pulling back. No, that's different. That's different.
Okay.
I'm just talking about guys who, like, look the part, have kind of relatively impressive numbers on paper, but the competition was lower. They're throwing into bigger windows. They have good offensive lines around them, like shit like that in college.
So
People see the prototype between 6'4" and 6'6", 220 to 240 pounds, good-looking kid, clean cut. You could picture him on the billboard outside of the arena.
Will Levis?
Will Levis to a degree, but he went in the 2nd round, so that's
Yeah.
not proving my point. It's like a
Okay.
Christian Ponder going 12th overall, or a Blaine Gabbert going
Well, I don't know
10th
who
overall.
either of those two fucking guys
Oh,
are,
jeez.
which is why I'm trying to.
Christian Ponder, you don't know for a reason, because he's long out of the league. The Vikings took him 12th
Yeah.
overall in like the 2012
Oh, God. I don't even
draft,
know. Probably.
2013 draft, something like
He was
that.
very bad.
Blaine Gabbert's still a backup today. He's a very good backup at that.
He's on the Niners still?
No.
I knew where he
Is
was.
Start Bucks?
No, I think he's on the...
He was on the Bucks. He
I
backed
thought
up
he's
Brady.
starting for the Rams.
No. Carson Wentz is the backup on the Rams, and their starter's Brett Rippon.
The
Rep-
Chiefs.
He's on the Chiefs.
He's on the Chiefs.
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert.
All right.
He's only
Well-
34.
Little future stuff to get excited about. But what do we got next?
Let's do college. Super Saturday Showdown.
Let's
Going
hear it.
into last week, we were 14-7-3. The picks were as follows: Texas -12. We're covering until they weren't. They lost. We had Michigan versus Penn State under 44.5 points. I believe the final score of that game was 26-3 or 29-3. Regardless, we cashed the under. Then we had Maryland versus Nebraska. Terps -2. Maryland won by 3. Cash. We went 2-1 on the week. Going to bring the record up to 14-8-3 on. I'm sorry, 16-8-3 on the year. Similarly to last week, just got a lot going on. Didn't have as much time to do the deep dive research I've been doing. We went off of intuition last week. It got us a 2-1 record. We're going off of intuition again. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights will be playing number 12, Penn State Nittany Lions. Very similar to last week with Penn State against Michigan. These two teams like to run the ball. They like to play defense. They run the ball at a very high clip. They struggle at explosives, at chunk plays, and in moving the ball downfield via the air. The line, I think, is 20.5. I would expect Penn State to probably cover it, but Rutgers just played, who they just play really well last week? Was it Ohio State or
It was a ranked team.
Rutgers has been playing good games against very highly ranked teams all year. I expect them to be able to play a little defense, to run the ball well. The totals here is set at 40.5, and we're going to go under.
Trying to figure out who they
Yeah.
first swept. It was 2 weeks ago.
I think it was last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
And they were ranked. You said.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Ohio State.
It was Ohio State. I was
Yeah.
right. This is what happens when I get all nervous about. I can't stand listening to podcasts at any level, whether it's the super high like Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo, or something at our level, and somebody says something so confident, and then I'm sitting in my car like, that's so wrong. So I try not to do it.
Yeah.
But it was Ohio State, and they played Ohio State pretty competitively for most of that game. I expect a lot more of the same against Penn State, under 40.5 total points. Team that beat Penn State handedly last week, the Michigan Wolverines, ongoing litigation with the Big Ten. Harbaugh has, I believe as of today, Jim Harbaugh has decided that he will accept his punishment and he will not challenge it any further and ride out the remaining 2 games on his suspension, will not be coaching from the field. That team, if you watch the end of that game, the interim head coach, I forget his name,
I did see this.
he was crying after the game and said, Jim, Coach Harbaugh is our dog. Like, this was for him. This whole team is rallying around him. J.J. McCarthy, very good college quarterback. I just don't know if he's a pro quarterback. They're playing Maryland. Maryland played Penn State earlier in the year, and Maryland wound up getting mollywopped by Penn State. Michigan just mollywopped Penn State last week, so Michigan minus 19. Very simple math. The next one,
19.
minus 19.
Minus 19.
App State versus James Madison University.
You got JMU?
JMU.
Yeah.
James Madison, baby. One of the bigger stories in college football this year. I don't want to butcher it up too much, but basically the long and short of it here is James Madison, I believe in 1980, made the transfer over from D2 to D1 AA, which is essentially what we have now known as the FCS. They've been in the FCS since 1980. And last year, or in 2021, they accepted an invitation to the Sun Belt Conference. Typically what happens when you move from FCS to FBS, it's a 2-year window. You have to have 1 year of getting into the conference, and then another whole year of a Division I schedule, and then you're good to go. JMU said, fuck that, we're right into the Division I schedule. But the NCAA is still banning them from bowl games, championships, so they're not allowed to play in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. They're not eligible to play in BCS bowls. Really shame. This is one of the bigger stories in the country, especially from a smaller school just showing up and doing their thing right now. Got the similar energy to Central Florida a couple of years ago when they went undefeated and they were calling themselves the real national champions. James Madison, College Game Day this weekend. Big fight feel to the game. App State, obviously not a very good team. The spread is 9, and I'm going to take the Dukes minus 9.
All right, I like that.
And those are our picks for college this week.
You looking at anything else that you were considering?
It's a weird week, and I say it all the time. I don't want to just constantly come out and force feed the same teams every week.
Oregon?
There's certain teams. Oregon, I don't even love. It's like a 25-point spread.
Oh my god.
USC, UCLA interests me. USC is 6.5-point favorites. UCLA plays really good defense and runs the ball pretty well. Chip Kelly's really turned that program around. And the way USC's been going, I mean, it's hard to bet against them because they've already lost 3, and you'd think the number 1 pick in the draft would eventually stop the bleeding. But I'm inclined to go UCLA there. Money line. Definitely cover 6.5 in my opinion. Washington is actually going to be dogs in a Pac-12 matchup. They're the 5th team. They're the 5th ranked team in the college football playoff rankings right now. They're going to Riser Stadium to play, I believe it's Riser Stadium, to play Oregon State, who's ranked 12th in a Pac-12 match. 11 now. They were 12. Pac-12 matchup, top 25 matchup. Playoff implications on the line, especially for Washington, who's the first team out right now in the 5th spot. They were, last time I checked, +1, +1.5.
1.5.
+1.5.
So they're underdogs?
Oregon State plays very good defense. They're in the top third of total defense in the country right now. I believe they're somewhere in the late 20s to early 30s in total defense. They run the ball really well. DJ Uiagalelei, the former failed quarterback at Clemson, is having a pretty good year, doing a little bit of everything for the Beavers. Running the ball, I think he's got like over 1,000 rushing yards and a couple of scores, and he's got like 2,400 passing yards and like 12 passing touchdowns. They turn the ball over on defense. They play well. Just a do-or-die situation, I gotta go Huskies.
Is
You're giving me juice, I'm gonna go Huskies.
Is Uiagalelei like a Lamar type of quarterback, or
No.
is he?
No,
what is
he's
he?
more
You
like a
said he's
Deshaun Watson type.
a Deshaun Watson type.
Yeah,
Takes off when he needs to.
yeah.
All right, that's interesting.
Not a run-first quarterback, definitely.
I will be looking at that. I'll be looking at Washington. Is it a night game or is it a?
I think it's like 7:30.
It's a night game.
Yeah, but it's not like
I think it was 7:30.
Western Conference night games are like 10 o'clock. 10:30.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah,
7:30.
no, I'll.
It's 7:30 Eastern Standard
Eastern,
Time.
yeah.
So
And
that's
Washington, as in like
Washington State.
The West
Yeah, it's-
Coast.
that's Pacific Athletic Conference. Pac-12.
Sorry,
They're all West Coast guys. No, it's fine.
take
I'm
it
just
easy
doing-
on the
So
college.
it's 4:30 for their time. It's an afternoon game for them.
It's
it seems
4:30
like.
p.m.
Yeah.
for them. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's where the phrase Pac-12 after dark comes from. Because if it's a main like 7:30 kickoff in the
Oh, yeah,
stadium,
didn't start until
that's
10:30.
10:30 here. You know, and I believe we're done with a lot of the top tier Pac-12 after dark matchups.
Yeah,
for
the
the
latest
rest of the
game is
year.
8 p.m. this week.
I thought there were a couple of 10 o'clock matchups this week.
No. Oh, was it just top 25?
Well-
Yeah, there weren't exciting games.
So, real quick, because
New Mexico, Fresno State, San Diego State, San Jose State are the late 10 o'clock kickoffs, 10:30 kickoffs, and I don't give a fuck.
So on our way today, I want to bring up because I thought this was interesting when I heard it on the radio. On our way into the good old day job, what was I'm a little lost here, but I believe it was Oregon State and someone else. Do you remember the team? On the radio, 98.7. What is it? Early in the morning? That's not Michael Kay, right?
No, that's DiPietro and Rothenberg. It's Rick DiPietro and Dave Rothenberg.
They were talking about how they are the two teams. Which conference is dissolving this year?
The Pac-12.
Pac-12.
You were talking about Washington State.
Washington State and Oregon State.
Not Oregon State.
I'm pretty sure it was Oregon.
I have no idea what's going on.
Washington State, and maybe it is Oregon State. Which two teams haven't left the Pac-12 yet? Apparently, go ahead. What they were saying was
They have the 2-year window to move into another conference, and they have decided to not move yet. So the Pac-12 is going to become the Pac-2.
Oregon State.
it is Oregon State and Washington State. Yeah.
So
The
they are,
Pac-2.
they
So
are
for at least
staying
next
in,
year, they will be in the Pac-2.
which is
Interesting.
fucking electric.
Because the other 10 teams have dispersed next year between the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12.
Yeah, it's I
Which
like
is going
that.
to give us fun shit to talk about next year. Because we're going to get to see UCLA go play Michigan State in fucking late
In
November.
Michigan?
In Lansing. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, dude. It's going to be great stuff. So that's going to be the college football segment. I mean, look, 16-8-3 for my first time doing it.
Not bad.
I mean, I'd say it's good, better than not bad. I mean, pro gamblers hit at 50%.
And you're at what, 66? Somewhere around there?
Well, I mean,
A little higher maybe? 16, 8,
no,
and 2?
no, because it's 16 divided by
10? Or
no,
the total?
27.
27? Here, I got you.
It's going to be just beneath 50% because of the 3 pushes.
I got you. Give me 1 second. 16 divided by 27. You're 59%, dude.
59%. Let's fucking go. I'll
Give
take
yourself a
that.
little credit.
For those of you listening, I just gave myself a little pat on the back. So that's college football. I mean, we'll give you the picks one more time for shits and giggles. Rutgers versus Penn State. Total score under 40.5. Michigan versus Maryland. Wolverines minus 19. App State versus JMU with College Game Day and Pat McAfee coming to town. I want the JMU Dukes minus 9. Jack, it's come to my attention you have some basketball things you want to discuss.
I
before
do.
we keep this
I
thing
very
moving.
much do.
All right, so the floor is yours. Let's keep it clear and concise.
Concise and clear, I will keep it. Alrighty. So first, I do want to talk about my bets tonight for Thursday night basketball. I have 2 parlays in at the moment. I have a prop parlay between the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat, which includes 20 points for Spencer Dinwiddie, who's getting hot recently, having some good basketball luck going his way. I have Nick Claxton for 1 steal because he's a stocks guy. He's always been a stocks guy. So hopefully we get the extra defensive boost on that. And I'm blanking on this third leg here. Give me 1 second. But we'll come back to that. My other parlay is
Wasn't it Giddy?
No, they're not playing the Thunder. It's Miami Heat, Brooklyn.
I thought you had Giddy in something.
I do have a Giddy in a parlay. It's in my Thunder's parlay. My Thunder Warriors parlay. And it's Jaime Jaquez Jr. for 2 3-pointers made. Rookie coming off the bench for the Miami Heat. Basically, their 6th, 7th man off the bench. Plays defense. He's a forward type, 6'7".
No hero tonight, and
No hero, and
two Heat guys aren't playing tonight.
I think it's one of the Martin brothers and someone else.
No, Hero's one of them, and then one other Heat player.
I think it's the Martin brother.
Right.
But Jaquez has been getting some good run off the bench, so he's a decent shooter, handles the ball up, forward scoring type. A little bit of defense in there. To give you like a comparison, like a Cam Johnson-esque. And then my other parlay of the night is Thunder Warriors, the only other game on. I got Warriors money line. I got Andrew Wiggins over 15.5 alternate points, so 16 points. No Curry, no Draymond. Gonna rely on the role players here.
We're gonna have to talk about that before we keep going, but go ahead.
Josh Giddey for points, rebounds, assists, alternate line. I took 20 over 22. I kind of kept it like a nice little even night for him, so I didn't think it was going to be something crazy, but, you know, it's...
22 should be easy for
22
Giddey.
should be very easy for
That
Josh
kid
Giddey.
lives at like 10, 8, and 8.
Yeah. So that was just, you know, keeping it in for the parlay. I got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for over 6.5 assists. That's kind of the stretch here because he's more of one of these combo guard point guards instead of a pure point guard.
Yeah, SGA has those games where it's like 38, 0, and 0.
More like 38, 3, and 1. But
He'll have, I'm telling you, he has games where he goes for almost 40 and nothing else.
yeah, I've seen it before. But it's the Warriors. It should, in theory, for the Thunder, who are on a roll right now, it should be one of these games where everyone's stat padding a little bit because the Warriors are hurting a little bit. Other than that, my last leg of this parlay is Holmgren blocks over 1.5. Easy enough. Used a 25% parlay boost on the day. Brings our parlay to plus 3,000. Big lottery ticket.
Yeah.
And the other odds on my Brooklyn Nets Miami Heat parlay is plus 2,000. So, you know. What would you like to say about the Warriors?
Well, before we get into that, for me tonight, I have Jimmy Buckets at least 21 points, Cam Johnson at least 15 points, Chet Holmgren at least 16 points, and Chet Holmgren 2 or more blocks, and that's coming in at plus 625.
I like that. I like it.
Let's talk Warriors. You see this? You see this nonsense?
I
Draymond's
don't. You
fucking-
guys are gonna have to fill me in. All I know is something happened between Draymond and Rudy Gobert, and now Draymond suspended for 4 games.
Klay Thompson and another player on the team, Jaden McDaniels, got into it, started shoving each other.
Right.
Klay Thompson, in typical Klay fashion, threw an extra shove and tried to throw Jaden McDaniels to the ground after the ref started to get it broken up.
Right.
Rudy Gobert comes over and gets in Klay's face, as any team's fucking primary enforcer should. You go protect your guy. Rudy Gobert comes over and gets in Klay's face. Draymond, in typical Draymond Green fashion, comes running over from the opposite baseline from behind Rudy Gobert and puts him in a bulldog choke and starts pulling back
What
on
the fuck?
Yeah, starts pulling back on a bulldog choke, a whole big fucking... This is before a basket was scored in the game.
Right.
Jaden McDaniels was ejected, Klay Thompson was ejected, and Draymond Green was ejected. Draymond Green is still suspended, won't be playing tonight. Steph Curry, again, will be out nursing that knee injury.
I'm just previewing it real quick while you're talking
Yeah.
about it. Go ahead.
Steph Curry's going to be out with the knee injury. Draymond is going to be serving a suspension tonight. That's the two. I mean, Klay wasn't suspended. McDaniels wasn't suspended. Rudy Gobert called him a clown
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
He said even Steve Kerr, he's just defending him because it's his guy, but Steve Kerr knows that he's a clown and that it's clown behavior. He used the word clown like 4 or 5 times in a 30-second span.
I mean, he's a French guy, you know.
It was pretty fucking fantastic to see happen. And then, I mean, it's just Draymond being Draymond, you know? We've seen this shit from him his entire career. Some guys will tell you like it. It gives you the fire. It lets your team know you got their back. I mean, when you're the primary enforcer on your team and you're a little undersized, you got to kind of do the shit that Draymond does.
Oh, Clay grabbed his jersey. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, no, it's an ugly one. It's an ugly one.
This guy just comes out of nowhere, though.
Rudy?
No, fucking Draymond.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't see
Comes
any of
running-
this.
Draymond is
Comes
all
running
about
from
the
opposite
action.
baseline, locks a bulldog choke in real tight.
I mean, great technique, but you know, we're not in MMA.
I got to be completely honest with you. The Draymond shit, the fact that he's not playing tonight is almost irrelevant to me. The issue for me is this team goes as far as Wardell, Stephen Curry takes them, and Mr. Wardell, Stephen Curry will not be playing tonight, nursing that right knee injury, I believe. I know me and you disagree on this. You like Warriors money line. I like the Thunder -3. It is what it is. We said on Tuesday, Curry, if he keeps producing at the rate he's producing right now, he's going to be the first player 35 years or older to win an MVP. I'm excited to see this Warriors team play out throughout the course of the year, where Chris Paul is an interesting addition to the team. Losing Jordan Poole is a massive addition by subtraction. And while we're on it, dude, Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma is straight comedy.
Oh,
Night
dude.
in and night out,
Oh,
Jordan
my
Poole
God.
and Kyle Kuzma is straight up comedy.
Yeah.
Bro, have you seen the fucking clip of him during timeouts?
Yeah, not lit. Bro,
Not listening to the
they're in
play.
a timeout, and the coach is like, Jordan, and he turns around and goes, "It's my team, I got this."
Oh my god.
Dude.
Like, yo, he's not listening to the timeout or looking at the play. 'cause
Throws
he's
three
just gonna
fucking
shoot
towels during the
He's just
timeout.
gonna go shoot a 34-footer anyway. He doesn't
Exactly,
care.
dude.
They're the most unserious, bro. Honestly, it's a marvel to watch, and I love it. It's one of the reasons I love.
They're playing.
Jordan
Dude,
Poole, irrational confidence guy, bro. He's the new Dion Waiters, and I love it. I love me a Dion Waiters mindset, the kind of guy that's going to go out there and get his regardless of the result. When they're throwing lobs off of the glass
down
to
20
cut the lead
fucking
to cut the lead
points.
to 19. Dude.
Is this
That's
the dagger?
fucking amazing to me. You're gonna cut the lead to a fucking minuscule 19 with an off-glass lob like
Right.
it's the All-Star game. These guys are incredible. Their fashion sense off the court makes it so much more laughable. I know a lot of people who are Wizards fans probably can't stand it, but just as a Knicks fan who just likes watching some clown ball once in a while, they're gonna be they're quickly climbing the ranks on the league pass team. Like, they're becoming one of the better league pass teams in the year as
So-
this year goes on.
It's fun because we mentioned the in-season tournament on Tuesday. We talked about it, and I talked about it poorly. But they're playing the Knicks in the in-season tournament tomorrow night.
They sure are.
Oh,
Give me the
dude.
Knicks.
I'm
Fall
taking
back.
Jordan Poole for 20, and hopefully Barrett plays.
By the way, we talk a lot of shit about Julius Randle on this podcast. Julius Randle has caught fire a little bit. They're 4 of the last 5, and Julius is a big reason why. So
Damn.
I'm just gonna say I'm standing by what I said last year. About you can say what you want about Julius in the playoffs last year, and yes, I agree. I don't like the way he plays. They need his regular season output to get to the playoffs.
I don't.
And unfortunately, the team's going to go as far as Julius will take them, because we know Brunson's going to give us what he gives us. We know RJ's going to give us what he gives us.
RJ's gonna give us more,
Randall.
dude.
Randall, yeah, but even we know what we're going to get from RJ. We know what we're going to get from Brunson. When you have a guy like Randall who gets paid what he gets paid and takes the kind of shots that he takes, if he goes 2 for fucking 19, no matter what Brunson and RJ are capable and quickly are capable of putting out that night, they're probably going to lose the game.
I mean, they stay close in those games though
They
because
do
those
stay
guys
close,
are good.
But
But-
Julius Randle, the negative part of the irrational confidence guy, he'll be 2 for 17
And
two-
keep fucking shooting.
4-point game, and they have momentum and they're down by 4, and he'll just shoot a contested 3,
Dude,
and
he'll
brick
be
it.
he'll
So-
be ready. Here's the best part. He'll be fucking 2 for 17, and then he'll be 1 for 11 from behind the arc.
And he'll just keep
He'll
jacking.
keep going.
He's working for fucking Habitat for Humanity, building a house with all those bricks, dude.
More than Ben Simmons, and it's fucking hilarious. Anyway,
Well, Ben Simmons is scared to shoot now. But yeah, you got anything else on basketball?
I got
Keep it
a
going?
whole lot.
Go.
So, we're going to talk about the in-season tournament a little bit here this weekend. Love the Rockets money line. Philly versus Atlanta is a pick 'em right now as it currently stands. So I have Philly money line in here. I love the Pistons to cover against. Give me 1 second to look at that, but we'll come back to it. I got Lakers -7.5 and Denver -4. And I want to play those lines up to like probably 10. So Lakers are playing somebody not good, and Denver, I think they're playing Utah. So definitely want to play that line up a little bit. Going to have a look at that now. Oh, Denver's playing the Pelicans with no CJ and Fat Boy. So I want to play that line up just for shits and giggles. I'm going to go play it up right now. Game lines. It's not going to let me do it today because the game's tomorrow, so they won't put out all the props right now. But most definitely, I do like the Pistons a lot because they're playing the Cavaliers in an in-season tournament game. The Cavaliers are fucking 10 in the East right now. Not good.
The Cavaliers are dog shit.
So that's my regular game action for that. I do have some player props I like during the in-season tournament. I didn't mention the Raptors yet, but Scotty Barnes, another guy, who's fucking on a tear this year. I got the points, rebounds, assists for him because he's one of those guys. I like a Herb Jones steal or a block. LeBron for a double-double. Jalen Green for 20-plus points. Kawhi for 25-plus. Dylan Brooks for 2 steals. Jalen Suggs for 2 steals. The over on whatever Alsar Thompson's rebounds are. And De'Aaron Fox / Sabonis, depending on if Fox plays. If Sabonis plays, I want to take the points, rebounds, and assists. If Fox plays, I'm taking him for a 30 bomb. But to lead to my next point, got some NBA news, baby. Some statistical news. So, in the league currently, there are 5 scorers in the NBA averaging over 30. Pretty interesting. You usually don't see that too much anymore, but it's the early season. Next fact regarding my player prop here. Alsar Thompson is averaging 10 fucking rebounds a game.
Damn.
As a 6'6" forward.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Is Alsar or Almond
They're
the
both
guard?
guards.
Guard, forward.
Either way, it's
one of
still
them's a point
impressive.
guard and one of them's a swing guard.
3.6 offensive rebounds a game. Tremendous. Another one of my player props. Jalen Suggs, top 3 in steals, 2.6 a game. Very interesting. And my third news for you. So we all know Tyrese Halliburton, one of these pure point guards, fucking leading in assists per game. Right? So I got some fun little statistics here for you. I'm going to give you a number. This is 2.1, an accounting stat for Tyrese Halliburton. What would you guess it is?
2.1.
2.1 on the stat sheet, average.
Steals per game.
No. Brian.
Is it a good stat?
No.
Rebounds per game?
No.
Points per game?
No.
It can't be turnovers because
It is turnovers.
2.1's not bad though.
Well, you know who's second in the league in assists per game? Guess.
In assists per game or
Assists.
turnovers?
Assists per game.
Second in the league in assists per game?
Yes.
Oh, Luka?
No.
I don't know. Tell me.
Trae Young.
Okay.
What would you, based on what I just told you about Halliburton, how many turnovers per game do you think Trae Young is producing?
0.9.
0.9 turnovers. Brian.
Oh, I thought that was the number.
Oh yeah, I thought you were telling me.
No.
I don't even know how this would really work. I would guess 0.9 seems like he averages turnover a game, so I would probably say that.
Not even fucking close. 4.1.
Wait. You just said Halliburton had 2.1
Turnovers per game.
and you said it was bad.
No. I'm giving you, I wanted to get, no, hold on.
We're here, right?
Can I call a timeout? To clarify?
Yeah.
So, my clarification, I was giving you the number for you to understand what I'm going to refer to now. After giving you the Trae Young number. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Bad stat, though.
And
You said bad stat and turnovers.
And then I
are
said it
generally-
can't be turnovers because 2.1 isn't bad.
Well, turnovers is generally a bad stat. That was my understanding. But in the
Right,
sense
but-
that we're talking,
Yeah, I
it's
see what you're
not
saying.
considered a bad stat.
I understand
So
what you're
that's-
saying,
yeah.
but
I was
these are
asking
these-
you the question as you were pitching it. Like,
Yes.
is the value of this thing bad? Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
you see,
That's
that's
what I was
where we had a
asking.
miscommunication here.
the highway between the the thoughts that are generated
From cerebral
and then
to vocal.
the fucking way you choose to verbalize them. We'll work on it. You'll get better. It's all right.
It's okay.
So now, so Trae Young's 4.6.
So Tyrese Halliburton's
4.1.
playing better than Trae Young,
4.1.
is what it sounds like.
Trae Young sucks.
No. Ready? Well, not no, but I'll give you another guy who. What do you think LeBron does in turnovers per game?
I don't know.
5.3.
Right?
You think that high? Yeah, he does pass the ball a lot. I'd say like probably like 4 or 5 around there.
4.3 for LeBron. Okay.
Damn, I was
Okay.
pretty close.
All right, we'll go down the list here. A guy like Curry, combo guard, but throws the rock a lot. What do you think? Would you like for me to just give you the number at this point? 3.7.
I was
I
gonna
was going
say
to 3.9.
I would say 3-2.
I was going to say 3.9.
All right, back down the list.
Because now I understand where you're going with it. You're trying to show all of these really great passers and where their numbers are, and then that Halliburton is head and shoulders above them all, right? That's the point?
Jokic, 3.5.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey, 3.0.
So the point we're making here is that Halliburton...
Tyrese Halliburton does not even crack the top 50 in turnovers per game, but leads the league in assists.
Yeah, I got you.
That's pretty
Just
high.
want to give this guy some flowers here because those are some pretty
no
good numbers.
one's been all over Halliburton more than me since they drafted him. Who did the Knicks draft that year? Kevin Knox. Kevin fucking Knox, right? With Halliburton just sitting
Kevin
there.
Knox was coming out of Kansas on the freshman of the year, and he had a very good showing.
I don't give a fuck. There are certain things in basketball that you look at, and we should just never second guess them. People always look at potential in basketball, like what could he become? But you look at the success rate of people drafted in the first round, and it's very small number. But we can look at things that always translate. What always translates in basketball? Shooting always translates in basketball. Defense always translates in basketball. And then my other thing, which is not a Halliburton thing, but whenever there's a guy who's been playing pro ball since he's 15, 16, comes from overseas, draft that guy. I don't give a fuck. He's been playing against grown men since he was before his balls dropped, kind of. Like, Luka Doncic to me should have been can't miss, don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's the end of our little news section here. My little fun.
All right, I got
The
one.
statistics. I want to go over some early season award
Go
stuff.
ahead. Oh, yeah, all right, good, because this is a point. You might say what I was going to say, so go for
So
it.
do you want to go? We're gonna start with MVP here.
Sure.
I couldn't get any odds on DraftKings today, so I listed some people that I realized that I want to put up there for some value.
Okay.
Luka's number 2 in the MVP voting right now.
Luka?
He's plus 400. I think that's the value right now because I don't think it's going to get any better. Because my belief this year is we're getting a non-MVP MVP. I don't think we're getting any repeats. Because
Okay.
when you look back at it, how often do we get a guy who repeats as MVP? Kevin Durant has 1. Joel got his. You know, Jokic has fucking back-to-back to almost had 1 3-peat.
Yeah, Jokic repeated. Bronze only got 4.
Bron's got
Yeah.
4. Curry's going to be 35, and you might get another one. So, the people I like for MVP this year, Luka, Tyrese, and Shea. Because Tyrese Halliburton is leading, and not
Man,
only just
they
in
just-
assists, but
But the Pacers
efficiency
have
rating.
to be. They have to have home field advantage in the first round of playoffs for him to even be a serious contender.
obviously, but that's just the guy I like.
I get
you
it.
know?
I get it. But the Pacers and the Thunder both have to be a 4-seed or better for them to even be considered an MVP.
You got to
Because
win
when
by
you-
10 to win. You got to win by 1.
Yeah, because when you look at a team like Boston, like they're probably going to be the first seed in the East and maybe the first seed in the entire NBA. And Jason Tatum's going to fucking average 28 a game, and it's going to be as much as it's not supposed to be about team. It always is about team, and these awards don't come out until almost the end of the playoffs anyway. So it always is going to factor the playoffs into it, and that's the reason that I'm a little scared of that. But all right,
So to go to your point, as the standings go, Indiana is 4th in the East. So we're already making headway.
we're 10 games in.
We're 10 games in, but it's early season awards, you know? It's not like we're fucking calling the shots. And Oklahoma's number 5. So it's not the point you're making, I understand, but it's not like we're moons away. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
But
Move
that's
on, what do you got
my
next?
that's my MVP right now. For most improved player, what I got next, The 3 players I got down here, I have Josh Giddey, R.J. Barrett, and Tyrese Maxey.
I think Maxey's probably going to wind up being a lock. R.J. Barrett's definitely up there, too.
I think that's the race this year,
But
though.
I think the way I've watched a fair amount of Sixers so far this year because I've been betting on them a lot, and because Sixers games are always on, in that 7 o'clock slot. If the Knicks aren't on, I'm usually going to the Sixers, similar markets, Philly and New York. Maxey, it's looking right now like they almost would have been better off without Harden on the team last year. Maxey reminds me a lot of young James Harden, early Houston Rockets days with less selfishness.
Okay. I like it.
He can shoot really well. He runs the pick and roll well. When he's off, he turns the trigger finger off. If he's having an off night, he turns his safety on the gun, and he finds his other guys. He knows he's got the reigning MVP down low. He knows he's got one of the most underrated third scorers in the NBA in Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has got to be one of the most underrated. Shout out Long Island, by the way. Got to be one of the most underrated.
Shout out Cinnamon Riches, dude.
It's not Cinnamon Riches. He went to Half Hollow Hills.
Half Hollow Hills, but I think he's from Cinnamon Riches.
Could be, but he went to high school at Hills.
But that's what happens with these guys, though.
Yeah.
They go to academies, shit like that.
Yeah.
But
Half
anything?
Hollow Hills is a public school.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was an academy
Half
school,
Hollow
like
Hills
St.
East and
Anthony's.
West are public schools. We played them
maybe
in
not that.
sports in high school.
We never played them. But
Yeah,
that's
you guys, because Sachem dropped to Division II between us and you because they lost population.
yeah, but I think they separate those higher rated public schools now.
No, it's
'Cause
based on population.
We were League One. That's what they called us. We were in
Yeah.
highly populated school. But I think they separate those schools now. But that's that's local shit. That's not
Yeah.
NBA
Regardless,
awards.
it's a public school in Long Island.
I
It's
truly.
not a Catholic school.
So my belief, you like Maxey. My whole thing, I think RJ's gonna have a stretch this year before the All-Star break, right before the voting, where he's just gonna tear it up. It's there. Everything's there to just see.
So the
bright side.
the difference for me between RJ and Maxey is we've already seen the development start to come on for Maxey since from the end of the All-Star break last year all the way through. And we had the loss of Harden, which is only going to put the ball in his hands more on a team that's going to be a top 3 seed, if not better. On a team that already has the MVP, on a team that has high playoff expectations. R.J. Barrett, we're just seeing it over a 7-game stretch of which he's missed 3 games already. So we've only seen it over the course of 4 games. The trajectory is there, but it's 4 games out of an 82-game season.
Obviously, yeah.
Maxey, I don't think has missed any games yet, and he's doing it at a high level every night. So yeah, RJ is playing well. I like them both. Right now, inside track goes to Tyrese.
Oh yeah, it's early, but it's early season, so that's what we're looking at. I bet he's probably 1 or 2, if we could get the stats now. But anything else to add to most improved? Any guys you thinking about?
No, not necessarily.
All right, so we'll move to defensive player of the year. This is probably like a shoe-in almost. Anthony Davis and Kawhi I got in here. Kawhi plays a full season, over 65
You got
games.
Anthony Davis and Kawhi.
Yeah, those are the 2 guys I got in there. And another guy I have in here is Herb Jones. Top 5 in blocks and steals.
Okay, you're missing someone though.
Who am I missing?
Mitchell Robinson.
Who did finish last year Defensive Player of the Year, bro.
Mitchell Robinson. This is my thing I wanted to bring up before we moved on. I'd like to see what his odds were if it was possible to get them at all. Mitchell Robinson for the Defensive Player of the Year. I'd buy the ticket now because he's a fucking menace on the defensive end of the ball. He had a block last night that was really a steal. It counted as a block, but the guy never got all the way through his motion before it was in Mitch's hands, dude. He's a menace on the defense. Now, yeah, he's an albatross offensively.
But the
But on the
offensive
defen-
rebounding.
If he would just buy into playing basketball the way Tyson Chandler played basketball, he's a multiple-time defensive player of the year by the time it's all said and done. But for some reason, he still wants to score 15 points a game.
Plus 6,000.
Plus 6,000, Mitchell Robinson. Fucking throw 10 on it. Why not? Throw $10 on it to win 600.
And he might finish the top 5.
I really do believe he has a chance.
But other than that, Defensive Player of the Year, it's kind of like you can't know until you see a full season. Triple J last year, I still feel a little off about that. The guy plays defense, but where did that take the Grizzlies, It's just,
Where did it take him?
John Morant was, suspended.
Doing his thing.
In jail.
Basically.
Yeah, shooting guns.
that being
And they
said,
still made the playoffs.
we'll mark Defensive Player of the Year early. Don't need to talk about it anymore. I want to talk about Coach of the Year next. So for the guys I have for Coach of the Year, I have a lot of guys here. I got Nick Nurse, Philadelphia 76ers. Darvin Ham, Lakers. Obviously, if they go on a run this year, Darvin Ham will be, rewarded. We got Rick Carlisle of the Indiana Pacers.
Rick Carlisle is a good basketball coach.
I got Tibbs in here. I got Joe Mazzulla, and I got Jason Kidd. The Mavericks ball out this year, and they wind up being in top 3.
Right away, there's a name you don't have on that list that I think needs to be brought more attention to it right now.
Okay. Let me hear it.
Can you name a team in the NBA that was a absolute bottom feeder last season, that was a bottom feeder for most of the last couple of seasons,
I know where you're going.
that is currently, I believe, got 6 or 7 wins on the year already?
Houston Rockets?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Houston.
You know what?
This Houston
I knew I
Rockets
was
team-
missing a name.
If this Houston Rockets team avoids a play-in game and makes it as a 6 seed or better, God forbid they win a playoff series, Ime Udoka is a lock for Coach of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lock in my opinion.
I knew I was missing a name because I was trying to look at all the teams where I was like,
And then I know
who's
it's
doing
not
good?
supposed to count, but you factor in the fact that apparently, I don't know if you knew this, Brian, apparently this came out as the season was starting, that it was agreed upon that Houston was going to make a move for or sign James Harden to come back home, come back to Houston. They really like him. The fans love him. He loves living there. He loves the strip clubs there. All these things. But then he said, and Ime Udoka caught wind of it, that Harden said he was coming back to win another scoring title, and Udoka said, "Nope, we're not doing that here. We're not going to have that here. We're going to play good, solid team basketball. We're not doing it." And Udoka put the fucking kibosh on Harden right away. So that right there, combined with the winning record, is enough for me to launch him into the stratosphere as my current favorite for Coach of the Year. And then you're seeing it right now with Dylan Brooks. He puts the leash on Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks thought he was just going to come to Houston and get his shots up.
Yeah.
Nope, not happening on Udoka's watch, dude.
And Dylan Brooks, another guy, I think he's in that top 5, top 7 echelon with steals.
He is, yeah.
So, you know what? I'm going to add Udoka to the list right now. Obviously, my eyes are on Carlisle, Nurse, Udoka, and Tibbs. Mazzulla, Darvin Ham, and Jason Kidd are just shoo-ins. Obviously, the Mavericks...
Shoo-in means guaranteed.
Not shoo-in. They're
Throw-in?
throw-ins. They're throw-ins.
Throw-in.
Throw-ins.
Shoo-in means it's a lock.
Yeah, no, I'm not shooing
There can't be
anything
3
in.
shoo-ins in the same category.
Exactly. So, I'm Mazzulla, obviously, if the Celtics are the number 1 seed and fucking they look all the part, obviously it's going to be Mazzulla. And probably, who's the GM over there? And is it Brad Stevens?
He's the president. Is he the GM too?
He might be.
Could be.
But the GM of the Year award could go to the Celtics for the acquisition of Kristaps and moving a whole bunch of pieces around with
Well, this is
Giraldi
what
as
I was
well.
gonna say. They're really good right now, but God forbid Staps goes down. They're not deep at the big.
They're not at
All
all.
of their bench bigs are gone from last year. Al
No
Horford
Grant
is their backup
Williams.
center.
No Grant Williams.
No Grant Williams. No Rob Williams.
Yeah.
Right or no?
No Rob Williams.
Rob
He's
Williams.
a
Yeah.
Trailblazer. Yeah. Again, Jason Kidd, if the Mavericks get after it, that's the thing. And Rick Carlisle is Darvin Ham, another one, throw in Lakers. Rick Carlisle is really like the guy I'm looking at where I'm like, there's some value
I'm gonna buy
here.
this fucking kid a Pacers jersey. I'm gonna buy him a Pacers themed dildo, dude, so he can shove it up his ass.
Fuck you.
This kid's all about the Pacers.
Pacers, just like the Rockets, number 4, dude. Number fucking 4 in the... Are they East or are they West?
Pacers are in the Eastern Conference. They're a
They're
Knicks
East.
rival.
Yeah, so...
Wake your head up, dude.
Dude, I fucking... Who came in with the NBA shit?
I knew they were.
You did. You did.
That's me, right?
I knew
Forgive me if I make a
Brian said
mistake or
15
three.
words the entire NBA segment, and he knew they were in the East.
Alright, well, fuck.
I actually do know the basketball divisions pretty well,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
It's
I was deep into basketball. When I played at Mars, I was really paying attention to basketball. Now I'm kind of like, once the playoffs are on, I'm fucking locked in.
I mean, it's also like once the All-Star break, once
The
football's
All-Star
over,
break,
yeah,
that's true.
that's-
Yeah, once football ends, I'm very much more paying attention to basketball.
Yeah.
And last award we're going to get to here is the new one, the Kia Clutch Player of the Year award.
Oh, it's a new award.
This is a new
Yeah,
award we're
which is
bringing
a
out
hard
this
one
year.
to even try to talk about right now. But let's hear what you got. It's hard to come up with clutch players 10 games in, but let's hear it.
I got Curry, Fox, and Halliburton on the list, but Halliburton's just a throw-in.
Halliburton again, dude. Shocker.
Suck my dick. Other than that,
You like that? What are you little fucking 20?
no. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ.
Incest and it all going on right now.
Leave it
Is
in.
it incest if it's gay? Question of the
Yeah,
day,
it
dude.
still is, dude. It still fucking is.
Leave it
I
in.
don't think it changes anything.
Leave it in.
Keep it in.
Also, I don't think I'm a twink, dude. I think I'm a bear. But
No, you're definitely not a twink.
We're
That's
doing
why I
this
said it.
again.
Yeah.
all
That's
right.
why I said it. It was all part of the joke, dude. Boom. What do you got? You done? Can we
I'm
keep it
done.
moving?
I'm done, dude.
All
Let's
right,
keep it moving.
That was fucking basketball by Jack. It's gonna get better and better as the season progresses.
BBJ. Basketball by Jack.
Yeah.
I don't
Brazilian.
like the connotation of that.
It's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh no, it's not.
That's
really.
that's BJJ, dude. Holy fuck.
So let's move in to handicapping.
Oh.
You have the week 10 records individually.
I do. So to start, Jimmy came out on top this week with an 8-5-1 record. Me and Bryan also came in with a 7-6-1. So we love to see some consistency, but we always want to get better. Always want just got to be better.
We'd love to
Always
get
get
more
better.
than one game above 500, but it'll come.
Yeah.
But if you're over 500 at the end of the season,
Which none of us are, but we're getting there. So overall records for the season, obviously sans week 9 that we did not do pods for the wedding. I am 42-45-4. Jack is 41-46-4. Bryan is 40-47-4. So we're all within a few
Kinda
games of each
the same.
other. This is still a fucking game. So without further ado, let's do week 11 handicapping.
Oh god. This first one. Ugh. All right. So tonight we actually have a good Thursday night game. It looks like here we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and right now it's the Ravens -3.5. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure where to go. Because the problem is, and I feel like the story of the Bengals has been either they show up and they fucking shut the lights off, or they completely collapse. And then they have to play the catch-up game. And I just don't think they'll be able to play the catch-up game with this Baltimore defense. I don't.
So the story of Baltimore is, can their defense overcome the near certainty of Lamar putting them in a few precarious positions? And I don't believe against an offense as elite and a quarterback as elite as Joe Burrow, much like the Cleveland Brown
No T.
game
Higgins.
last week. Yeah, I know. Much like the Cleveland Brown game last week, I don't believe that Baltimore's defense is going to be able to overcome a couple of late second half turnovers by Lamar and the Baltimore offense. Give me Cincinnati.
All right.
all right. Bryan, I'll let you go second because I'm very firm in where I'm going.
Well, then why don't you go next? Because I'm not even.
Well,
really sure
I don't know
what
if you
I
want me to go next, so
Well, I feel like I have an idea. You going with the Ravens?
I'm going with the Ravens,
Yeah.
yes.
Damn. I gotta be honest, before we even kind of sat down and started talking about the handicaps when I was looking at the bets, I was also leaning towards the Ravens. But honestly, this game feels like a toss-up. Because with the same thing I'm saying, the inverse is true about what you're saying as well. So I'm gonna lean with Baltimore. Strictly based off the fact that I think they're the better team right now. But I really wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati... I mean, if they cover, it wouldn't be surprising at all. But if they win...
So, line movement. We got a little line movement here. Baltimore has moved to -4. And we are a half hour out of kickoff.
Still doesn't change my mind, I don't think. 3.5 to 4.
Doesn't change my mind either.
It doesn't,
I mean, it helps.
Just
me, so.
just wanted to let you know.
All right. So next up, we got, immediately following the AFC North rival, we have another AFC North game here, big one. Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland's -1. Deshaun Watson out for the year.
Cleveland has moved to 1.5.
1.5. All right, so 1.5. Yeah, we got Deshaun out for the year. I
Odd
think
for
this
one
is
and a
like
half movement.
I don't even really know what to think about this game because this is legitimately. I feel like this is two of the same exact team versus each other with a little bit more of an upgrade at quarterback on the offense with Kenny Pickett, obviously, but it really doesn't feel.
So
Huge.
I'll make my point quickly. The Steelers are 6-0 in one-score games. The Steelers have a minus 27 point differential and 6-0 in one-score games. They're 6-3.
Yeah,
So that being said, my pick is going to be the Steelers.
Yeah. PJ Walker isn't getting the nod in this game. It's rookie DTR,
Yeah.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. For a rookie, day 2 or a day 3 draft pick rookie at that, going in against this Pittsburgh defense, I just can't do it. I'm going Pittsburgh.
yeah, I'm also gonna go Pittsburgh. It just seems like
I just don't understand the logic behind playing DTR over PJ Walker if we're trying. Because saying we're going to play DTR and not PJ Walker, you're just telling all the players on your team we're punting.
right.
We've punted on the year.
Yeah.
Because it's not, what do you feel? You got to see what you have in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. For what fucking purpose? Because
Yeah, you paid
Deshaun
Deshaun.
Watson is still your quarterback.
And you
It's
paid-
not like there's a move to be made,
right.
you know? So I don't understand it at all. So all three of us are going to go Pittsburgh there.
So next up, we have a little NFC North action going on. We got the Chicago Bears against the Detroit Lions traveling to Detroit. Detroit's minus 7.5.
Who have moved to 8.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense honestly. Like
And what I believe helps, at least my point of view on this game, helps me out a little bit. Justin Fields is back on the gridiron this week,
yeah,
and I believe that hurts Chicago.
yeah, me too.
And I'm going to take Detroit.
I'm
I'm
take
also
Detroit.
going to take Detroit. I feel
Yeah.
like this one's pretty.
Yeah, this is going to be a shellacking. I mean, it was Lions took on the Chargers last week and put up what was like 70 points combined.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
high
so-
scoring game.
You know, I don't believe that Chicago's defense is any better than the Chargers' defense. I mean, you would think with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack and Derwin James. Derwin
Yeah.
James. So, interestingly enough, we got the LA Chargers traveling to Green Bay. The Chargers are minus 3. And you good?
Funny bone.
Oh, that'll do I'll say this. Same as the Pittsburgh Browns game, this feels like two of the same teams versing each other. The Chargers obviously being a little bit better.
I don't feel that way at all.
Well, I'm not talking from a talent standpoint. I'm talking strictly from being in and out of control of games multiple times and then somehow always winding up winning it by one score or losing it by one score. I feel like this is what both these teams do this year. Chargers have been doing it for years, but
I'm real down on Green Bay this year, and I'm like I've voiced it before on the show. I'm starting to really question if Matt LaFleur can get it done in this league as a head coach. They have no sense of identity. Like I said, I'm sure Jordan Love's a good kid. You know,
right.
I don't know how good of a quarterback he is. I know Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I'll probably go Chargers as well, honestly.
It's kind of a game of who's worse, Brandon Staley or fucking Matt LaFleur. So, I don't. Brian, do you know who you're going with?
I'm going to go with the Chargers. Yeah. Just because I feel like, I know I said it wasn't about being the more talented team. That was more of an identity thing. But they are the more talented team on paper, at least. Keenan Allen playing through a AC joint sprain. I just got that on my phone.
So, who loses this game? Which player, coach, or, who loses this game for either team?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love?
Yeah.
It's not another fucking, what's his name? Why is his name blanking on me? The linebacker for the Packers?
Quay Walker.
Quay Walker. This isn't a Quay Walker fuck-up
Is
game.
Quay Walker still hurt? I don't even know if he's
I
still
don't think he's. I don't know, but I'll go with the Chargers.
All right, next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Miami. We have Miami minus 13.5. What's it change?
It's 13.5.
13.5. I think I say this a lot, but I think Miami wins this game. The 13.5 though, after Vegas just went up against the Jets defense.
A-Chan's back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but they'll probably use him back. Him being
13.
back doesn't mean he's going to be on this field for 40 snaps.
Yeah, but he never was on the field for 40 snaps, you know? Him and Mostert split.
13 and a half seems like a lot.
No more Jeff Wilson. No more fucking Slavon Ahmad. It's just Achan and
Calm
Mostert.
down. I don't expect A-Chain to get that many touches. I really don't.
I think it's a 35 to 15 to 10 slash.
Antonio Pierce has these boys playing. Devontae Adams seems re-inspired. Aiden O'Connell, they trust this kid, Aiden O'Connell. All the guys are obviously playing hard for him. There's no sense of mutiny going on in the locker room that was going on before with the prior regime. This defense is really good.
Yeah.
They really are. They're like a good, talented defense. They got talent at all three levels. Max Crosby, Rob Spillane, and Divine Diablo. And then on the back end, they got the corner. The one or two, both of those corners are pretty decent. Their names are
Can't remember
skipping me
their
right
names either.
now. I do think Miami wins this game, but I am still I have all of my Miami as fraudulent stock. 13.5 is too many points.
That's how I feel.
Give me
yeah,
Vegas.
I think it's too much for me as well. I'm gonna take Vegas.
Well, I disagree with that because Miami just beats up fucking bad teams.
Going with Miami.
I'm going with Miami. It's just they kind of have the run, to be honest with you. If I'm thinking who's coming out of the division, as much as I hate to say it, we're punting on the Jets. Patriots fucking blow. Buffalo is Josh Allen. Who's
Yeah.
better, Josh Allen or Tua? You know,
Josh Allen.
It should be Josh Allen. but
it should be
not
Josh Allen,
recently.
but not recently. So I gotta go with Miami because it's their division to take. Next up,
Oh my bad. I got we got the New York Giants at Washington. Washington's 8.5. Unless we got any movement over there.
8.5.
8.5.
Give me the C words.
Yeah, I'll take the
Yeah,
Yeah,
Commies.
say
man, fucking. What I'll say real quick is last week there really wasn't. I don't even think they got past the 50-yard line, and
Yeah, I hope
I
Mrs.
just
DeVito
don't
has
think-
the chicken cutlets ready.
I don't think it's gonna be. Yeah, we can just move on. Another kind of shit show here. Dallas Cowboys traveling to Carolina, take on the Panthers. Spread is 10.5.
Yeah, this one confused me on
Spread stay
Tuesday.
at 10.5.
This one confused me on Tuesday because Dallas was 17.5 to the Giants. The only team worse than the Giants in the NFL is the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
I figured they're about 3 points worse than the Giants, not 7. So I had guessed the line at 14.5. But then the last game last week was in Jerry World. This game's in Carolina. I think Dallas can cover 10.5. The
Yeah,
Panthers are
I don't-
atrocious.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dallas has this tendency to just drop shit to bad teams. So it's a 10.5 spread. I'm gonna let Carolina cover. I feel like Dallas has some hiccups on offense. They have that tendency, man. They just drop these shitty,
it's
shitty games.
they're weird. They're either dropping 40 or they're fucking struggling against like a middle of the pack team. It never really makes any sense.
Yeah, but middle of the pack team, the Cardinals. Cardinals were supposed to
Well, that's what I'm
be
saying.
under their anticipated wins per year. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna fold.
Tennessee at Jacksonville.
You
The
got-
spread is Jacksonville -7. Jack, what do you got?
Tennessee -7
Tennessee +7.
plus. I'm just gonna take Tennessee. I'm not even gonna bother.
I'm gonna take Tennessee too.
All right, give me
I think
Duval.
this divisional matchup stays close enough.
Duval County, baby.
This is a spicy one. Arizona Cardinals versus the Houston Texans. We got -5 on that. I'm gonna take Arizona.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I mean, shout out Mike Carter. And did I not call it on Tuesday that he
It was
wanted
one
to?
of the 4 or 5 teams you mentioned, yes.
I mean,
It
I
was.
said I was leaning Arizona.
You
If
did.
you go back
You
and
did.
you listen to the podcast like I did this morning, I said Arizona. Got the receipts.
I'm glad after
But
almost
you're going Texans now.
Yeah, I'm
after
no,
after
Mike
about
Carter.
30 or 40 podcasts you've been on, I'm glad you finally listened to one. That's great stuff. I'm gonna go Arizona as well.
Just the hate over there is just fucking resonating.
It's
no
very
hate. There's
aggressive.
It's
no hate.
resonating from that orange
no hate.
fucking highlighter hoodie.
The high buys.
This means I'm the boss. No, it doesn't.
It means I'm technically supposed to not like you, but you're my brother, so I like you.
That's good.
This doesn't mean I'm the boss. Everyone has this. That fancy fucking turquoise iPad upstairs, that means I'm the boss.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking hate that iPad.
You should have show it to him.
I'm just gonna go like this.
Yeah, check it out. Put it on your hand. Does that have the strap behind
It
it?
does.
Yeah, you can just put it on your hand.
Just be like, hey,
Hi, Jack.
this means you listen.
Next up, we got
Damn it.
it's the Tampa Bay Bucks. Oh boy, going to San Fran to take on the 49ers, and it's -12. And I'm just gonna take San Fran.
I'm just gonna take San Fran
I
because
just
I got
feel
burned by it.
Alright, I'm gonna curve you guys.
You really?
Yeah.
All right.
I
I don't know about that.
their defense is not terrible.
No, but I just feel like the Niners, when they roll, and it just keeps going until a Bengals game pops up, where they collapse, and then they pop back in the next week, and Jacksonville, unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
Gets fucking
Jacksonville
dealt
got their
with.
dicks kicked
Yeah.
in. Yep.
Here we go, little AFC East, 4 o'clock, baby. New York Jets going to Buffalo. Buffalo -7. Now, real quick, because I know we're trying to speed through this. The only really interesting to me about this is I know the Jets ran with them in the beginning of the year, beat them, right? But now we fired Ken Dorsey. So what happens with Josh Allen now? Is it getting better, or is this a Josh Allen problem?
This is a Josh Allen
And
problem.
I just think it's a tough question to have to answer against the Jets defense.
Can I answer it with a stat that we briefly went over on Tuesday?
Yeah.
On Sunday or whatever, Monday night. They played Monday night, right?
No, I thought it was Sunday night.
Sunday night was.
Yeah,
the
Monday
Jets.
night was Bills. Yeah.
On Monday night, in week 10 of this season, through the last 3.5 seasons now, Josh Allen became on Monday night the only quarterback to throw at least 10 interceptions in 4 straight seasons.
Damn.
So
Are you doing what I think you're doing?
the answer is it's a Josh Allen problem.
Mm.
The defense, the Jets are, as of today, the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
Shout out the Jets.
7's too many. Give me the Jets.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel. Plus, they beat him at the beginning of the year, so.
Also, I just feel like Buffalo gets rattled whenever they see the green and white. I hope they wear the. Do we know what jerseys we're getting this weekend yet, or no?
No, but it's in Buffalo, so they're probably wearing some variation of white.
Yeah.
White on white.
I kind of want them to wear the blacks.
They will not wear the blacks on the road. Promise you they won't on the road.
Have they ever worn the blacks on the road?
No, not usually. No. Because the home team decides what color they're going to wear, and then the away team has to adjust based on that.
I think they're wearing the whites with the black pants. Those
Which is
ugly
ugly.
fucking
ugly.
jerseys.
Yeah.
They haven't
Yeah.
worn the black jerseys all year this year. Black jerseys should be reserved for primetime games, for under the lights.
They
what
should, but they won't.
And they haven't worn the black jerseys in a day game ever since they brought them back last year.
Well, I guess
Or 2 years
are they
ago.
going to wear the classics again, or
No, they're done on the classics. I think they're wearing the blacks once this year.
Wow.
Maybe it's on Black Friday. Maybe it's on Christmas.
Are they playing a
Eve.
Black Friday game?
Yeah, they're playing the Dolphins. It's the
They're
only,
probably playing the.
it's the only Black Friday game.
I mean, I like that. They should wear the black.
Ravens
uniforms.
wearing all black tonight. Just got the alert. It's weird.
Because it's a night game, baby.
All right.
So, next up,
Taking the.
we
I'd
got-
say I was taking the Jets.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jets. Next up, we got the Seahawks against the Rams. Traveling to the Rams. Seattle's -1.
And it's a rip-in start, right?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'll confirm it,
It's
but
a
as far
Brett
as I
Rippon
know,
start.
I don't think.
If it's a Brett Rippon start, as long as it's not Stafford, I'll go Seattle.
He's got a full workload this week, so
Who?
Stafford. So
I just want to I know we're not allowed to, but I just don't want to. I just want to accept a push or an L.
I will.
on this one.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to guess this game.
If you're telling me that Stafford's allegedly going to play, I'll go Rams.
I mean, I'll go Rams because I don't really want to fucking
I'm gonna go Seattle.
guess. This game just for a conference or not a conference for a division that used to be a powerful division,
Yeah.
probably one of the best in football 2 years ago. Now it's a fucking shit show. Realistically, the Cardinals are competing with these two teams, and they shouldn't be.
It's the way windows open and close in this league, dog.
It's just so
There
fucking
are no
wild.
dynasties.
So we have Kind of a weird fucking Sunday night game here. No divisional stake here. Minnesota Vikings versus the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are -2.
Give me the Pastronaut, baby.
I'm taking the Pastronaut too, because like that's crazy.
Are we going to space?
I
Are
know
we
you're
going to
gonna
Mars?
take the Broncos. Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
he's
stay
gonna
down
take
there.
the
It's
It's the
Broncos.
fucking orange.
I'm gonna stay in the Rocky Mountains on this one.
Yeah,
Mr. Unlimited.
He's stacking up that defense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Unlimited is back, dude.
Last game. Ooh, spicy little Monday night game here. We have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs at -2.5. The Chiefs are.
Give me the
Okay.
Chiefs.
I don't even know what
Don't
this one.
fucking do it.
The Swifts and
Don't-
the Kelseys are meeting each other for the first time at this game, as Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce will be playing against each other. Mr. and Mrs. Swift and Ed and Donna Kelce will be meeting each other for the very first time this night. In the bye week last week, Travis traveled down to Buenos Aires to see Taylor Swift on her Eras tour. And if you haven't seen it by now, you just live under a rock and use no form of social media or television or the internet. During her hit song Karma, Taylor changed the words to the song to say the line, "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs walking right towards me." I believe in a greater universal plan. I believe in the plan of Hollywood and the NFL and the ability to make money. This is screaming Kansas City Chiefs.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
because I don't know if you know this, Brian, but Taylor Swift is from Pennsylvania. Taylor Swift has songs about being an Eagles fan and wearing an Eagles jersey, and she has now crossed the line into enemy territory. And if Taylor Swift is going to show up wearing Kansas City Chiefs gear to this game in the fucking Chiefs box with Donna and Ed Kelce and her own parents, that's the kiss of death for Philadelphia.
I hate to disagree
Nah,
with you,
dude. I feel like that's
but
that's motivation.
I totally
dude.
get what you're saying.
I feel like that's
Nah, man.
that screams Devontae Smith for
I
4
saw-
catches
I
for
saw
a meme today.
163
I
yards
saw-
and a touchdown.
I saw a meme today that said 20 years from now, 17 years from now, when Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's kid has to decide between taking a D1 football scholarship or going and singing being a singer-songwriter, and it was Zac Efron in fucking
Oh
High
my
School
God.
Musical.
Oh my god.
So you guys are both going Chiefs?
I'm going Chiefs, but now I fucking hate it because he said that.
You can switch it. No one's stopping you now.
I'm going Eagles.
I
I think AJ Brown's gonna eat this defense up.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
not
switching to the Eagles,
Okay,
dude.
he's
Whenever
switching.
me and Brian fucking team up
Switching.
on it, it either works out well or it works horribly, and we hit at a higher clip when it works out well.
Yeah, let's see.
So,
It's typically how this betting thing works. You either win or you lose. You know? Let's keep it moving.
That's it. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
well now we're betting. Betting. Let's see what we got. Which time do I have?
So last week my locks were Baltimore -6.5, Seattle -6.5, Pittsburgh -3. I obviously went 1 for 2. The Glizzy God though, the Denver Broncos, which I believe closed at a +3.
4.
What?
4.
No. The odds on the money line.
I think it was
+350.
Oh, yeah, something like
Plus
that.
315 or something like that. That cashed in a big way. As a unit, we didn't do tremendous. We had 500 on Baltimore -6.5. We had 250 on Pitt -3.
They
That-
covered
that
it.
hit.
Yeah.
We had 150 on Seattle -6.5, and then we had 100 on the parlay. Baltimore -6.5, Cincy -6.5, Detroit -3. That was Jack's special request parlay that we let him throw 100 on.
And
Not pulling fingers.
What
just
was that?
saying.
3.5. It was 3 for 4 or 2 for 4.
It was only 3 legs, and it was a loss, and a push.
Oh well.
So, all for 3. So that's a $750 gross loss against the $233 win. It's a net loss of $517 on the week. Our total number is -$1,332.
Okay.
And it's all Alessino's fault. We need him back.
I love how it's his fault, but we're the ones betting.
Because he's not here to talk sense into anyone and to offer a different perspective.
Okay, well, I feel like we have enough variation this week to right the ship.
Yeah, I'm locking up Detroit. It's just a fact right there. Even though it probably is.
I'm gonna go over to the old DraftKings.
I could look here.
Nah, that's fine. I got it right in front of me.
I'm gonna lock Washington minus 8.5 because
So
what are we even doing?
So am I. Goddamn.
Well, I'm gonna lock Q-
Dallas minus 10.5.
fuck. Oh no. Oop. Fun fact:
Yeah.
Miami money line has moved to 13 against the
Oh,
Raiders.
The
13.
spread, the
The
spread,
spread.
not the money line.
Sorry.
Are they 10.5? Dallas?
Yeah. It's too late. The number we're working with is 13.5. It's already locked in. The bets were already placed. Our ticket's 13.5.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lock up the Texans. I'm gonna lock up the Steelers,
Why did I do that?
and
Why
I'm
am I doing
gonna,
that? Sorry, you're good. I'm fucking writing out stupid shit.
I'm gonna lock up Minnesota, and that's gonna be a parlay I put in this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Pittsburgh plus 1.5 as my third lock.
Were we saying last week that the Lions weren't playing on Thanksgiving or something like that?
That did come up at some point. Yeah.
No, they're playing.
Yeah.
They're playing
Yeah.
Green Bay.
They
Yeah.
play Green Bay every year. I don't know who
No,
was
they
saying
play.
that.
They play on Thanksgiving every year. They don't always play Green Bay, but yeah.
And then Dallas is playing Washington, which
That
is
is
another.
Which is the
Thanksgiving
which
game.
times? What times?
12:30 is the Lions Packers. 4:30 is the Cowboys Commanders, and then
Not great games.
the night game. The 23rd is Thanksgiving. Yes, the night game is San Francisco versus Seattle, another divisional
Not
game.
great games.
And then the Black Friday game is Miami, New York, and then we got the Sunday slate next week. So not great games, but like it's enjoyable football to an extent. Can't say like, oh,
It's good dinner watching football, basically.
It's good getting blasted football.
it's good getting ready to go out at 12 a.m. on Black Friday
I'm
football.
gonna take Arizona as my quiz.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Arizona is also my glizzy guy pick of the week.
And I locked up the Texans.
Sorry about it. Who are you taking for Lizzie? Do you know?
You made it so much harder.
Sorry about it. Just so you know, slapping the mic against your head is going to ring in someone's earphones when they're listening to this.
That's the whole point. That's how I feel.
Nah, dude. Don't fucking ruin the listening
It's the
experience.
gong of fucking disappointment. There's really not a lot of options.
No, there's not.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I concluded when I went with Arizona.
A glizzy has to be a money line bet.
It has to be -3 or
Minus 3 or better, yeah.
Oh, don't give me the fucking Bills. DraftKings. Fucking.
You had to click on it.
Don't get mad at the program, dude. It's just a computer program. It's as smart as the person operating it.
Yeah, say that to AI.
So interesting thing about AI, we were fucking around with ChatGPT at work.
It
the
almost
other
took
day.
someone's job.
Really?
We were
Yeah.
no, it didn't. We were fucking around with ChatGPT the other day, and we tried to plug in an episode of the podcast and have it write a review. As of January 2022, they took away AI's ability to use the internet.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's weird.
Well, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
You've seen any fucking movie
No,
about the
no.
robots?
I
taking
know that.
over?
I don't really fuck with AI, but it's weird that they would just decide to actually do that.
Because everyone's like getting scared of it now.
Yeah, 'cause it's fucking weird when you can type into ChatGPT here, write this whole thing up, and it does
Well, that's
it.
what we did. We were like, we asked it to write up a formula for generating estimates and shit, and it spit out like 3.
Right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, also think about asking a fucking AI to write a review on bum fights.
Think about your glizzy god. That's what I
Glizzy
want
God
you
is
to
the
think
Carolina Panthers. Hey
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey-o!
Okay. All right.
So he locked up Houston. We took the Cardinals. We both locked up Dallas. He took the fucking Panthers. So you think the Panthers are going to beat the Cowboys?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever you say, man.
Hold on.
Yes, I believe the Carolina Panthers are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday football at 1 o'clock.
I believed you the first time.
No, I just
I was
wanted to
hoping
give
to
you
God
some extra.
that game was at 4. I really
No.
was. All right, let's try to fucking make $1,000 worth of bets and get the fuck out of here.
I don't know if we can, but
Steelers and Detroit seem to be where
Where we all
we're
lie,
all
right?
kind of at.
I think
Same
we
thing
just
with
play it
Washington.
safe. I think we go 400 and 400. I think we use the money line for Pittsburgh, and I think we give Detroit the cover.
Why don't we go a clean? I mean, you're sacrificing points for at this point. It's only 1.5. So I mean, you're only giving yourself 1 point of leeway to sacrifice juice from going from -112 to -1.
Plus the 137.
The Pittsburgh money line.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. They're dogs.
Yeah, the dogs.
Yeah. I'm down. Why don't we go fucking 330 a pop? 333 a pop.
On
330.
Pittsburgh, Detroit,
Pittsburgh,
and
Detroit.
Washington.
What does
and
that leave
Washington.
us with?
333.
Well, one would have to get the 4, but yeah.
Yeah. That would leave us with nothing. It would be 3 bets.
Yeah, it would be $1,000. It would be
333 plus 333 plus 333 is $9.99.
so someone's getting an extra $1.
Someone gets an extra $1 thrown on it.
On what? Which
On
three?
the Pittsburgh money line, on Detroit -3, I
Yeah.
think, and on Washington -8.5.
I could do that. But do you want to throw the extra $1?
Let's
Throw it on Washington.
throw. I was gonna say.
Throw it
throw
on
it-
Washington.
I was gonna say throw it on Pittsburgh since we're getting plus juice.
Oh
on
yeah, you
Pittsburgh.
know what? That's
Yeah.
that's
I
a good
mean,
point. Yeah.
So
As
somebody
much as
get
they
me a
hate
calculator
players.
out.
I can do DraftKings real quick.
I got it open.
You got it. Okay.
So 334 on the Pittsburgh money line pays out what?
It's plus 100. So what is that?
334.
Yeah.
And then we have Detroit -3,
8.
-8. Sorry, I don't know why I said 3. That's twice. 333 should pay back like what? Like 300? 280, 290 something?
It's like
333.
It's like 300.
300?
Yeah. This is the same thing for the Commanders. I bet it's like -112, and the Commanders are -112. So same thing for the Commanders.
All right. So we have Pittsburgh money line at basically even odds plus 334 to pay out 334. Detroit -8, 333 to pay out 300. Washington -8.5, 333 to pay out 300. Those are the 3 bets. We're just trying to get some easy wins here. Pick on some of the worst teams in the NFL and a bad rookie quarterback starting against the mean defense. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're trying to get back to even money. Hopefully we take some holiday winnings home with us next week and we get back in the green. Hopefully we win some fucking bets IRL as well.
Thursday
because your
night football
boy is
update.
doing poorly.
DJ Reader got a tackle.
Let's
One
go.
away.
Let's go.
Let's
We're
go.
halfway there.
Let's
So
go.
it's 10 minutes left in the first. 0-0. No field goals
Yeah,
yet.
that game started. It's only 8:20.
Yeah.
Thursday night football starts at 8:15.
Does it? I thought it was 8:25.
No, it's Monday night and Sunday night.
Damn. Yeah,
Well-
let's go, DJ Reader.
Gentlemen, pleasure as always on this week. Got some good
Logan
NBA
Wilson's got
action
one too. Just so everyone.
What?
I put Logan Wilson. He's got one too.
Let's go.
Nice.
So
Ravens are in the red zone, so it's first and second and
Get
goal.
a stop. Kick the field goal. Get a stop. The pleasure is all mine, Mullet Man. We're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting, Stay Thirsty Company, Justin's Shop at West Hampton Beach, and Dino Skate Park. Peace out.
And stay tuned. Happy Cucksgiving.